Welcome to Pre-Technical Mathematics. This video lecture is on dimensional analysis, Chapter 2, Section 5. At any time, pause or stop the video to examine the material more clearly. Let's get started. Here is some steps in order to complete dimensional analysis. First, make a plan or a map showing how you will get from the current unit of measure to the desired unit. So say we were going from inches to feet. Okay. Write the original quantity as a fraction with a denominator of 1. So we'll say 12 inches, and we'll put that over 1. Write unit fractions so that the units you want to convert from are in the denominator, and the units you want to convert to are in the numerator. Okay, now what is our conversion factor for inches to feet? We know 12 inches is in 1 foot, right? So we have 1 foot here and 12 inches, and we put this down in the denominator so that we can cancel out inches. And what will we have left? I'm sorry, this 12 shouldn't be here. It should just be inches underneath. 1 foot equals 12 inches. That's right. So the 12 and the 12 cancel out, the inches and the inches cancel out, and we end up with 1 foot. Let's do this a little better. I don't think that was a good example. Let's try it again. Okay, let's say 36 inches, and we put it over 1. Now we know that 1 foot equals 12 inches, right? So now our inches and our inches cancel out, and we end up with feet. So we end up with 36 over 12 feet. 36 divided by 12 equals 3. 3 feet. See, this is a little bit clearer because we've got different numbers, but we know this is the conversion factor. Now, how do I set up the conversion factor? It could have been 12 inches over 1 foot, but we wanted the inches in the denominator so that they cross-simplify. Okay? Here's our first problem. .2 years to hours. Okay, let's see. We'll start out with 3.2 years. And it says put that over 1, so we'll do that. Now, first we have to convert, we have to get to hours. So we have to go from years to days to hours, right? That's our map. Okay, so what do we know? We want 1 year on the bottom because we want the year to cancel out. How many days in a year? 365 days. Okay. Now we want the days to cancel out. out. So we put that, here's the year, cancels out. Now the day cancels out. Now how many hours in a day? 24. Okay, so what we're left with is hours. Now you would take the 3.2 times 365 times 24, and you should come out with around 28,032, and this will be hours. All right, let's try another one. Okay, we want 65 miles per hour into kilometers per hour. So we'll start out 65 miles. Now we want miles on the bottom, kilometers on the top, and if you look in your conversion tables, you'll see that 1.609 kilometers equals a mile. So after you multiply 65, your miles cancel out. 65 times 1.609, you end up with approximately 104 kilometers per hour. I think the hardest thing here is looking in the conversion tables and finding the right conversion. Here's one for you to try. We're going to go from meters to miles. Now remember to make your road map. You probably want to go meters to feet to miles. Pause the video, try it, check your answer in the course information. Okay, we've got a couple of word problems here. A room is 12 feet wide and 15 feet long. What is the ratio of the length to the width? Okay, we want the length to the width. So here's our length, 15, and here's our width, 12. That's length to the width. Now we can simplify that as a ratio of 5 to 4. A driver added 90 milliliters of fuel conditioner to 20 liters of fuel. How much is needed for 54 liters of fuel? So we have 90 milliliters of conditioner and 20 liters of fuel. And we want to end up with 54 liters of fuel. So if we make this a proportion, so we'll have 90 over 20 equals x over 54. That's a proportion. All right. So what we have to do is cross multiply in order to find x. 54 equals 20x. I had to get my calculator for a minute there. Those were too high numbers for me to solve. So what we have, let's get going again. 90 times 54. I figured that out to be 4860 equals 20x. We divide this by 20 and we should come out with 243 equals x. Now let's see. Let's just do a check. Does that make sense? We have 90 of the conditioner and 20 of the fuel. Now we have almost twice the amount of fuel, and 90 to 243 is at least twice the amount of conditioner. So it makes sense. We've got the right answer. Okay. The acceleration due to gravity is 9.78039 meters per second squared, or 32.0878 feet per second squared at the equator. At the North Pole, the acceleration due to gravity is 9.83217 meters squared. What is the value in feet per second squared? Okay, so we'll line these up. We've got 9.7.803 meters per second squared over 32.0878, and that's feet per second squared. Now, at the North Pole, what do we have? 9.83217. These are long numbers to work with, aren't they? Meters per second squared. And we want to find out x, feet per second squared. So cross multiply 9.78039 times x equals 32.0878. It's going to take me longer to write it than it is for you to put it in your calculator. 217. Okay. And after all of that, we should end up with x being equal to 32.08 let's double check it. 9.7 meters per second. 9.8, very little difference. 32.08, and we get 32.25. Very close, but it's still larger, just as the meters is larger. So we've probably got the right answer. Okay. In excavating the foundation of a building to a 6-foot depth, 2,700 cubic yards of soil are removed. How many cubic yards are removed when excavation to an 8-foot 6-inch depth? Well, first of all, let's take care of one thing. We've got 6 feet and we've got 8 foot 6 inches. We know that's the same as 8.5 feet. So now we're working both with feet depth. Okay, we've got 6 feet depth, and that removed 2,700 cubic yards of soil. And then we've got 8.5 feet. And we want to know how much soil is removed. So again, we just set up the proportion. So we've got 2,700 times 8.5 equals 6x, and x should equal 3825. Let's see, does that make sense? 6 foot went to 8.5 foot, 2,700 went to 3,800. Yep. Cubic yards. Okay, here's the last one, and it's for you to try. This is the end of this lecture video.